So the British Raj, I believe I could be incorrect, is Indian for rain. So the British reign in India. You see at the bottom right, that's a flower or symbol that is unique to India. And to the top left, what does that look like to you guys? Good, the British flag. So this is the connotation.
Like that.
Right, so the British flag. So this is what the flag of India looked like while it was colonized under Great Britain up until I think it was 1947 when they gained their independence. So who was responsible and when? We say Great Britain was responsible, but it was even before Great Britain themselves took over, in the mid-1800s, it was a company kind of owned by Britain. I'll leave that up to you guys. Do you think it's a good idea to take notes on what's on the board? I would take down a couple main points about each, one or two things that stand out to you about each slide. We're going to go over through the cartoons. You're going to have to document your thoughts on a couple of them anyways. Just one or two major things. I don't want you guys copying everything down because, again, then you're probably not paying attention to what I am saying or Ms. Walter is saying. There's going to be a couple definitions up here which will probably be beneficial to put down. Viceroy, one of our ones from the reading.
Wait, we're going to need this study room for our quiz, right?
No, it's just for you guys for public knowledge. I'm not going to quiz you guys on it because we're moving into China tomorrow. And like I said, we have a quiz tomorrow on brief reading tonight. So when next year's here, you guys get quizzed on India, you can say, okay, well, in March of last year, Mr. Raymer said the British East India Company was responsible for sending private armies into India, and you're going to say, okay, thank you, Mr. Raymer, for that. So again, the British East India Company, one of the things we talked about in our first lesson on India was the spices. I don't know if you guys remember, I put up the picture of the do now. So the British East India Company traded the spices, tea, cotton, silk, and plenty of other goods with India. Kind of like that first map that we have up on the board. We see how India's divvied up between Great Britain and its traditional Indian empires. That's what the difference in color is between the red and the yellow. So the British East India Company actually sent in private armies on their own. I used this example in the last class. For example, if we took all of us right here and we said we want to go take over the lunchroom or take over the hallway, it would be as if just us going out and doing it, not the Marines, not the Navy, not the Army. It's these private armies that are used and funded by generally wealthy businessmen to go take over different portions of India. So 1958, Great Britain officially takes control, so it's no longer kind of under the informal power of the British East India Company, and is instead under the rule of Great Britain. And they ruled for almost 100 years. As I mentioned, I think around 1947 is when India finally gained its independence. At the same time Pakistan did. So that's kind of the time span that we're looking at with this presentation. So Viceroy, one of our vocab words. If you did not take it down the other day, I would recommend taking it down now. Just up on the board is 10 different viceroys who at some point ruled India. A viceroy, as I'll read up top, is a regal official who runs a country, colony, or city, province, or state in the name of and as representative of the monarch. So if King Henry or Queen Victoria are in charge of England, Lord Irwin, who's in the top right, would be the person responsible for India. So that's kind of the role of the viceroy. They kind of are the leader of the country.
Like George Washington.
Where do you say?
No, just
There's Lord Wellington down bottom. I was going to say George Washington.